Hey, what's up? Man, you kind of look good in that crystal. Wait, what is your essential oil blowing? You gonna catch that? You fine. So we have hit the year mark.
Yeah.
On the 5th of May. We're recording this on what's the 8th. 3 days. 3 days ago we hit it's not just this. It just feels off. We just hit the year mark. I think this episode should be a reflection of what? What's so funny? What's that?
What's that?
I pulled you closer to me.
Oh.
You didn't see you come closer?
Yeah, I felt it.
Well, so we did a year, 365 days. We moved around the clock to year 2. Year 1 has been everything I could have asked for in terms of challenge, change, and growth. I think that's what you said on that. Mm-hmm. And it's been everything that you can expect from two people who are mirrors of each other, attempting every day to facilitate loving each other. Ultimately, has done a better job of being more patient, understanding than I have with her. That's been what has helped us more than anything else. But it's safe to say that I am perfectly in the right place, and I'm married to one of the most amazing people that I could have ever met in my life on so many different levels. She's my comedic relief on so many levels. I couldn't even understand. And what she's heard.
Yeah, just echoing that sentiment. Yeah, it was a lot of growth, a lot of reflection for me, and then also a lot of introspection in terms of God.
You just made your new prayer class. Mm-hmm. You just posted that, showed everybody what you done. So that's resurfaced and been remodeled and caught you in there once or twice, like sleeping. So sleeping on the word, you sleep on God's word open. So I'm assuming. yeah, I get it. It happens, right? I get that. See what I mean? Why? Year two. We're here to talk about year 2. We've already played around social media about year 1, year 2, the second year of a marriage, right? Like we're in the midst of what do they say? Most marriages dissolve within like 5 years out of that number of divorces, right? And so year two, and year 2 is probably going to be more challenging than year 1 because part of year 1 was spent with us being gainfully employed. Part of year 1 was spent with us, having a little more of a financial leg, so to speak. In year 2, we're moving into a situation where we're in a different place, both financially, where we are loving wise and everything. So I'm actually probably more excited for year 2 than I was in year 1, just from the standpoint of what we've been through in year 1 and the lessons that we can learn for year 2. Where do you stand?
I think for year 2, I'm going to say that's probably going to be a little, from my focus, about me. Because year 1 filtered up things that I want to make sure that, number 1, heal and release. Then number 2, like I'm very clear on instruction from God. About everything.
What is?
About everything, about all things. I don't want to move, act, or respond without him.
How does that reflect us? Like, how does that reflect?
I think that reflects
our direction, our leading.
I think that reflects a lot in our interaction. And I think that reflects a lot in how I show up.
What does that mean?
That means that I think the first year, there was a lot of change, and there were a lot of change that I experienced that seemed, I'm gonna say it seemed one-sided.
Okay. Explain.
And meaning that, like, there were some things I think we talked about this on another episode, but like there were some things that I had built that it was me and God that built it, and then all of a sudden now it's completely I'm gonna say destroyed. To be rebuilt again. Okay. So there was a lot. That's a lot, and I think that it wasn't recognized as such. Okay. So I'm realizing a lot of my reactive responses, it wasn't because I didn't know how to respond. It was because my nervous system was shot. Like, toward the, like, maybe like last month, I could feel it in my body. I could feel myself shake when I had certain thoughts. So I realized, like, okay, I'm responding this way because my nervous system it's not grounded. Like, and if my nervous system isn't grounded, there's no way I can show up clear-headed to be able to properly respond to things, people, and situations. So this, go ahead. No, you can finish. Yeah, so this year I'm committed to ensuring that I rebalance and restore my nervous system. Can I be honest with you about something? Yeah. I don't understand what that means. And if I'm trying to understand it, I don't know how. I'm being honest, right? I do not believe in that nervous system stuff. Like, I because I'm practical, right? I'm very practical. Like, no, can I finish? Because I'm being honest, right? My desire is to get to a place of, oh, that's fine. We'll clean it up. I'm trying to get to a place of understanding what that means. Okay. In context of you, right? Most importantly, because to me, it just sounds like, I'm gonna use the E word. It sounds like an excuse to not buckle in and do what needs to be done to move forward, right? I'm being honest. But I desire to understand what that means because you said something previously in your previous statement. You said something key. You felt like it wasn't understood. And I'm being honest with you and saying, I don't understand. And you know what happens when I don't understand something? I project, I shoot projectiles at that situation. And I think that led to a lot of our discomfort in our conversation, right? So I'm being honest because I acknowledge that that's not a safe place for you to discuss what you just said. You could say it to the people here, but like to me, it probably was difficult to say. I don't know what that means when you say my nervous system was shocked because my short sighted thinking is that, yo, you just buckle down and fix it, right? Like you just, you know what I'm saying? You acknowledge it, what you have, and you just figure out a way to get it done. So I'm being honest when you say that. So I'm saying that to say I desire to understand what you mean by that. So when I ask, what do you mean, or can you go deeper, is because I truly don't understand what that means. I don't understand the nervous system thing, and that's, of course, Noble and I had a conversation about that, and I get it, but I don't understand it because it feels more debilitating than it does inspirational to attack or assess what you need to do to get over that. So yeah. Well, I think it's also a reframing. Okay. Right? Because talking about from me or okay. 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 Uh, it's a reframing, and I'm pausing because in one of the conversations I had where it confirmed that my nervous system was shot. Okay. I could feel like if you were to touch me, I was shaking. Is this with me? Or like in a conversation? Okay, yeah. With us. Okay. Yeah. And I wasn't close enough to feel that. Okay. Like you could touch me. Gotcha. It was as if I was freezing and I had the shakes. And I would have never known. As of right now, I hear an echo in this ear. There's an echo of everything that I'm saying. I hear it twice. Like, that's a part of my nervous system. That's literally, that is a response to whatever situation that it's like if I was to go to the doctor, they probably would see something. That's what I'm at, and that's where I am. Like, why not go to the doctor and say, like, I'm not the one to rush to the doctor, so I'm not saying that, but it just feels like
when that happened in that moment, like to me, that's emergency. Like that's not normal. To me, I'm
But
only speaking for me.
that's connected to the nervous system. It's why my test results for things can look very clear, but something is still wrong. It's the same reason why I used to get cortisone shots in my head when I had alopecia. They were like, "Oh, how do you manage your stress?" And I was like, "I think I manage it fine." Gone. It's like, "I think I manage it fine." And the doctor was like, And she said, "Well, your body is telling you otherwise." She was like, "You have alopecia, and alopecia is when your autoimmune system does not have a release for what it needs. Therefore, it starts to attack itself, and it chooses to attacking your scalp." So she said the only way to minimize it, because there's no cure for it, it's stress. She was like, if you keep your stress down, your alopecia will ease. And I think that from your perspective,
Yes.
it's more, even if you don't understand the concept and the logistics of it all, understanding that my body does keep score. Even if I'm moving, I've moved, I continue on, but my body holds it.
Okay.
So I'm going forward.
In real time, I'm witnessing that, right?
Right.
In real time, I'm witnessing that.
Right.
But that's what I mean by that. There's a part of me that says that healthy and it feels like you're just okay with it happening and you don't remove the stress. You see what I'm saying? The practical side of me is like, yo, if you're bothering me, I'll just like get away from me, like leave me alone.
That doesn't alleviate the problem, because if we don't actually address the root of it, it's gonna come back.
So how do you address the root of it? I would ask
that's me regulating my nervous system. That is me doing what I need to do, whether it be practices of breathing, of breath, of movement, of things that I enjoy that bring calm to my body. That's me. That and it is possible for co-regulation, but that means the other person participates in whatever that process is.
Okay, so how do I get to that place to where I can understand? Because again, I'm only speaking from when you use words like stress, right? If something is making me stressful, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm extremely practical. What you're saying takes me out of the mind frame of the practicality in which I live my life, right? So now we're talking about being a husband in context with someone who is just expressed something to me. I don't have no, it's not even in my world to even tell somebody that my nervous system is off. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying it is I can understand. I'm saying this to say I understand what you say when you say certain things now than probably I have in the past. That's probably what this year has been for me, really taking a toll to listen to what you say. Because I was in the moment when you was like, I'm hearing echoes. Like if I hear this in my cochlea, I'm gonna go to the doctor, right? Because I can't see that.
Gonna see anything.
Okay.
They're not gonna see anything.
Gotcha.
I just know that that's one of the things. So it would be, and that's maybe something we can look up together. But I know for me, touch. It sounds so crazy, but if you reach for my hand and we're holding hands while we have the conversation, it's calming. So it's like, it reminds me to stay it brings my body back into this present moment to say you're safe. Because that's where the nervous system goes wonky when it doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
So the things that I do, it isn't like when you said, if something is bothering me or it's irritating me, I just go.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't a just go. This is me sitting with it and being like, hey, you're here. You're good. You're safe.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Okay.
We're gonna sit in it.
That's what physical touch does for you.
Yeah.
And so for me, in my short sightedness and my very limited capacity to collaborate and reach the other side. This is kind of my mea culpa, my way of apologizing to you for previous misunderstandings and or my abrasiveness to certain conversations. You know, even the safe word conversation, it was pretty abrasive for you. when I think of physical touch, I don't look at it that way, right? And so, and the only reason why I think this is perfect that you brought this up, this wasn't planned. Somebody texted me the other day and they asked me about marriage, right? Because I guess they're entertaining a young lady and they want to figure out, some things. So they asked me, "What is it about? How do you know that?" Two questions. The first question was, "How do I know it was you?" And like, how do you get this right? And I think this is one of those moments where you could be with somebody for 365 days and totally miss everything, but if you're not in the fight to stay in it, and you're not understanding of, I think I spent this year, you said I spent this year probably fighting with you more than I did surrendering to the relationship. And there's a product that's coming from that lack of surrender, understanding of surrender. But at the same time, as I'm hearing you right now, I've never heard it from you in that space, what you just said. Like, I don't look at touch that way. So again, I'm having to come to this place, to this side of you. I told you what this year was for me, just having to come to this side of you. I didn't, because whenever we're having these intense ministerial discussions, I'm like, I'm looking at you from a distance, right? I'm not. So that would require me. I'm thinking about the philosophy of what we learned in premarital. That would require me to be closer to you and require me to be like, to let you know that I'm here with you, even though I may disagree. Okay. So see how you put I'm putting that together. I would have never put touch because in my ecosystem, when I'm debating with somebody, it's a distance.
But that's why it's so important for the touch because it is a distance.
Yeah.
And if there's a touch, it's as if you're like both of you guys are being reminded
That's good.
You're on the same team.
I appreciate that.
Like this isn't me against you. It is us against whatever this situation is.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
That's
it's soothing.
a different way of taking this the 180 approach and coming to the other side to where you are looking at it. So if I were to grab your hand while we're talking, that puts you in a place that calms your nervous system, but B, that lets you know that this still is a safe place to have whatever thoughts, opinions, or things that you have, and we're in this together, right?
Yeah, and it's harder from my perspective. I don't know about yours, okay. But it's harder to be extremely reactive with your tone when you're holding the person's hand. It's harder. It's harder because you would want to let go. Like you would want to. If I'm fussing and yelling,
which you don't do, by the way. But
it's harder to do that holding your hand.
Gotcha.
That would take another level of.
That's extremely practical. That's another
level of thought that would have to be disengaged.
Yes.
For you to yell and hold hands,
but still be able to disagree.
Yeah, like obviously, if you're yelling about something, you don't agree on something.
No, I think it's real odd if I'm like,
yeah,
I got you. Yeah. It's like being mad and eating ice cream. It's very difficult to be angry and still eat ice cream. I got you.
Yeah,
that is. I appreciate that. I do want to tell you that. That's extremely practical. That plays to my practicality side. That plays to the experimental side that I like to also use with the practicality. And I honestly believe that would save us a lot of energy in our discussions and conversations. Like, I feel like that's a great energy saver because I can still hold your hand and be like, I don't like that idea, right? But I'm not taking that and attacking you with which is what can happen when I get fired up.
Because if you feel my touch, if you feel my hand, feel my touch, you're not going to see me as an adversary.
For you, when I have emotional, spiritual moments like in a church or when you put your hand on my back, it's the same effect as. Is it the same like effect of me? That would be like me putting my hand on your back and saying it's okay, I'm comforting. Is it?
I'm gonna say it's along the same lines, but it's probably not the same.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to use it.
What would probably be the same is if we're watching TV or something and you like I snuggle underneath your arm.
Yeah.
And I fall asleep.
That's the same for you?
That would be equivalent.
But that would annoy me. Because I couldn't move because you be right there and I don't want to disrupt your sleep. Like that is like a real thing for a guy. Like you can do all the snuggling, but I can't go to sleep like you. So within 30 seconds of you doing that, you out and now I gotta move and now you wake up. But then you want to be in my arm.
Once I fall asleep, I'm okay.
So it's okay to push you back over? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I would be annoyed because I'm like, sleep, don't move.
I don't want to be up under you all the time while I'm asleep. But the touch, literally, like if I feel you, like if we're back to back and I feel you, that's the thing.
I can understand. Thank you. That's two things right there. So that's year 2 for us. You laid out a very clear understanding of what the rest of this year will look like because we're coming up on 6, the halfway part. So I do appreciate. I will say that from a leadership standpoint, you even have, when we had the conversation the other day, laid out what the rest of the year looks like for us from a financial standpoint, where we'll come back, when we'll come to assess what we have taken on. Some would even say we may have taken on too much for what we had capacity for, but we're in it, right? And I think that going forward, I want to partner with you more with the in it than how we got here. Again, this is probably my mea culpa video more than anything else, and ultimately to share. But I think, again, when I talk about your patience, my leadership style may not have suited you probably the first 5 months of this year, but I think going forward, I've kind of got a good bead on um, where my leadership style best helps you. And I think that since we're in it, it makes no sense to keep bringing up how we got here, right? Or how you got to a certain place, or how I got to a certain place. And my skills of resolution is probably more suited leadership wise for where we're going to go for the rest of the year than anything. So I do want to acknowledge. I want to acknowledge something that you said yesterday. We had a good conversation yesterday when you said, it feels like everybody's telling me to do more doing what I can. Is that correct?
Kind of. I feel like, so this is what happens. In the moment of trying to reach a goal, I hear more of the what I'm not doing or what I could improve to get there faster, be more efficient at it. And I'm literally, I'm at capacity. I'm doing what I can. And it literally switches. And when it switches, conversation also switches.
What conversation? So, the conversation from? It
goes from what I'm not doing and what I could, like, what's wrong with the process of what I'm doing to, oh, you're doing it. And it's great. And keep going. I feel like sometimes, because I always say I don't have an issue with discipline. I don't have an issue with motivation. I don't have an issue with any of that. I have an issue with systems. So like certain systems that used to work, they don't work anymore. So I have to find new systems. But then I'm finding new systems while trying to regulate my nervous system at the same time and just balance it all. And life is still happening. Life is still lifing. So we're trying to do all of that. So it's kind of like the life systems I had are reset and I'm creating new ones. And it looks like a toddler because these are all new systems for me. So it looks clumsy. It looks disorganized. It looks chaotic because I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out like, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, that can work. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this kind of works. Let's modify this with this, right? So to someone else, because that's not their issue. That's not your issue.
Let's not talk about someone else. Let's talk about. I do want to address this though. I'm live action with you, so I'm not. Okay. I'm not speaking about the other outside people who also have influence in your life. I'm speaking about for me because I can only speak for me. Yeah, it does look like a toddler, but I also will say, again, my word that I use is efficient. I do not believe you're very efficient with stuff. But when you explain it from the standpoint in which you explained it at, then I will just say, and you can continue with your explanation, I'm live action. Like I'm not I'm not catching the after. I am in it while it's happening, right? So I think I have a different perspective than everybody because I'm not retroactive to you having the response. Like I'm not giving you a task to do, and then after it's not done, I'm watching you in real time, task live. So yeah, that's so I was.
So that's why I say sometimes observe what it is because it's very similar to Izzy learning to ride her bike.
Right.
It's very similar. Like she's gonna fall, she's gonna get frustrated, and even in her frustration, she was like, "No, I want to try again.
Yeah.
I want to." It's literally that until she masters it and then she's going right. So I'm creating new systems, and not just how I work, but how I run the house. But there has to be a change in the operating system of the house because when you moved in, I couldn't keep it the same. There are certain things that with your process and what you want and how it best serves you, my systems don't work. So I have to modify and reorganize things. It's I feel like sometimes if you just observe and just be like, what are you doing?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's your thought process? Because it is very possible for you to see a place of efficiency.
Right.
But if you don't know my thought process, it just sounds like a criticism because you coming in, you don't know what I'm trying to fix. You have no idea.
That's fair.
What was there before?
Wow, that's extremely fair.
So it's like it's more of like, okay, what are you trying to do? What's your end goal and what process are you trying to create? And then you can come in if you identify something that makes whatever I'm trying to do more efficient. Then you come in and be like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Try this.
So now you realize with Izzy, I'm the one that was out there.
Yes.
And also, I'm also the one that when Ayana starts to cry during the process of trying to do something, I also tell her it's okay to cry, but you still have to process what it is you're doing because what happens when people start to cry is they lose focus of the steps. Like as she was crying, this is what I'm saying. She was getting frustrated because her bike has back brakes. It doesn't have the regular hand brakes. So it's a different process than if you have hand brakes.
Yes.
Because now Izzy was trying to push off by going backwards to go forwards.
Yeah.
On a regular bike, you can do that because the pedals spin this way.
Yeah.
But on this bike, you always have to keep going forward and you always have to pedal. So as a microcosm of life, I'm telling Ayana, as she's crying, still have to pedal forward while she's still trying to go backwards.
Yeah.
You guys are very similar. I'm not telling you not to spin forward, but you also are spinning backwards. And that leads to an inefficient process, no matter what that process is.
Yeah.
Because you're going to do the step back and you're going to brake, but then you're also trying to go forward. So that's
But
where I come from with a lot of things.
I'm also a crier and a mover. Like sure. I cry and go.
Well, you got kids.
When I was younger, yes, you can. When I was when I was younger, I would cry and fight.
There's windshield wipers on the car because you can't see what I'm saying is you can't see 100% unless you wipe.
You can't see 100%.
You can see through it, but it's very skewed.
Yes, which is true, but that goes to the just keep moving.
Right, but I look at myself as a windshield wiper to say now you can see clearly with what you're moving, but you gotta hit the button to do that. You can't just drive without it.
When you do the whoop, 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 whoop,
yeah,
don't like remember because you got to think about whatever the situation is anyway.
Makes sense.
But then I would say that's fine. I would say with Izzy, you did a great job because she understood. I remember the conversation. I observed.
Right.
So I was observing the whole thing. I didn't interfere. I just observed the process for you guys before if I ever did provide any input. But that's how I treat her anyway.
I mean the message to her wasn't just about the bike, it was about in life. Like you can't stop pedaling. And I was only saying that because when Ayana cries, it shuts down everything. It shuts down the brain function, it shuts down the awareness, it shuts down everything. And so I can imagine her being older, and if you don't understand how to regulate that, she's 8, so I'm just saying. But the key pedaling part is I'm not telling you not to do the work, ultimately. I'm saying, baby, it's okay to pause and assess and then move again because you're trying to move and fix what's back there and do all that. It just looks like the hamster wheels.
Goes back.
Yeah,
I
got you.
The focus of the nervous system.
Yes, yeah.
Because that is what I do.
You're making a case for it. Okay.
So that is exactly what
Yeah.
I do.
That makes sense.
Because that's what I'm told to do.
Okay.
I've always been told to suck it up. You may be crying, but keep going.
Yeah.
So you don't address, you don't sit to actually acknowledge, yo, that hurt. You just you are crying, obviously, you know it hurt, but you're like, gotta keep going. So then the body literally felt that blow and had no time to process that blow. You just keep going. So that's legitimately what happens.
So as we're progressing, because you got a goal that you got a goal that you're close. You're at you got a checkpoint goal, and you're close to something that you started 5 months ago, 6 months ago. And so for the rest of our time, as we're navigating these challenges and goals, you're saying to me that it's better to uh, be inquisitive, use my inquisitive aspect of my personality and who I am to gain an understanding. And then once I get answers from you, now figure out where you are in the process to be able to maybe help you become more efficient.
It's more receptive at that point, because then you're not coming in telling me what to do without
from my space, from my perch, my perch of where I'm watching. I got you.
And not knowing what the ins and outs are. You identify the ins and outs, and you can say, oh, like, hey, why are you doing it that way? You can just do it that way. Okay. And I'll be like, oh,
I got
you. Yeah.
All right. I think we can end right there. Those two things are very actionable. I appreciate you for giving me some action items that I can continue to work on. We hope that you follow with us. Follow me in trying to be better with making sure that this beautiful vessel that God has allowed me to partner with, to become one with, that I can present her back to the Father without spot or without blemish. So for me, my focus of our marriage is Ephesians 5:27. I know a lot of people talk about 25, but 27. But the goal for the rest of my time in this lifetime, in this marriage, is to be able to present you back to Christ without blemish or spot. And so as we continue, I hope that you'll find me being more receptive to conversations like safety and nervous system. And although the initial response may be like, know that in my think tank, in my quiet time, in my peaceful place, I am wrestling with this new level of surrender that I'm invested in because more than anything else for me, is I value our relationship more than I value being right. I realize that. Like, it may seem like I want to be right, but I value our relationship because I know that that is going to sustain us during the lean times, during the times when it's not, when it may seem like I don't like you. But I'm always going to love you. And I think that basis is I want to be able to present you back to God at the end of my time on this earth and say, here's your daughter. Would you allow me to be partnership with on earth? Hopefully you were pleased. Um, you can tell her and you can tell me, job well done. For presenting our marriage, not as you can see, like I spent year one being wrong a lot. Year two and for the rest of my time, it's not a matter of me trying to be right, but it's just a matter of me making sure that she understands that she has a safe place to land her thoughts, feelings, emotions, and number two, that she has a place to fail, to fall short of goals, aspirations, dreams, but that we both can pick up the baton together and keep it moving because our strengths, they play off each other more than they hinder or hurt each other. I just have to find better ways. Again, this year has been a test of my leadership, ability, style, everything. This first year, the second year, kind of going into it, definitely more open minded, more open to leading our family, not to victory. Look at it like that, but just leading our family to a place where we can be more healthy in our interactions and present to you this video like not a couple of perfection, but a couple of people who are looking to be worked on by Christ Jesus himself.
And before we end, I want to acknowledge you.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know I appreciate you because I can see your effort, and I can see your striving to be better. and your heart is what I notice, right? And of course, some of the things said and done may miss the mark, but
Yeah.
I appreciate and I see for the effort that you're putting in to ensure that our relationship and our marriage is a demonstration of God's love and like how you're loving me. I can tell you're trying to love me as Christ loved the church.
I think you got to meet people where they are. So if you're whimsical, I'll be whimsical. Okay. All right, now I'm headed back to the garage to watch the next game that comes on NBA playoffs. We love you. We love you. We care about relationships, marriage, and for our single people who are looking to engage in marriage. So we're 365 plus days in, working on year 2. This is marriage number 2 for me. 3, sorry, I lied. Marriage number 3 for me. Marriage number 2 for her. So we are not perfect people, but we love each other. We like each other. And we want to get this thing right because Judgment Day is coming. We don't know when. Could be sooner, could be later. We don't know. But at the end of this thing, we want to hear job well done, right? That's the goal. Peace out. I'm James. This is We Are the Williamses. This is the James. My bad. The A first. We are the Alti and James show. This is Alti and James. We love you. Peace.